I have been asked many times about the mysterious crescent on the moon, that appears on a lot of Sumerian, Assyrian, Babylonian and Hittite inscriptions, in various different forms, and I am often asked what the crescent means, or what is it exactly, because the crescent on the moon is always depicted on the moon's surface at an angle, rather as the depictions illustrate, the crescent is on the bottom. And why is there a sun or star in the middle of the moon, or is it even the moon, and why is this image very common in the Middle East? First, yes, it is the moon, the very same moon we see in our sky today. Second, yes, that is indeed a crescent on the bottom of the moon. Third, yes, that is indeed the sun, and yes, the other symbols are the planets. Fourth, yes, the crescent on the bottom of the moon still can be seen today. If you have been following my channel, you will know of the occult and the use of the morning and evening stars. The moon is very much part of the morning stars rituals, which I will demonstrate, as best I can. So, I have used an astronomy software to help explain the ancient imagery of the crescent. I set the location in Assyria, facing east on the dawn of the rising sun. Here is the morning star, Venus, the bright, brilliant, radiant, morning star, and on certain times of the year, the moon is directly over the sun at the break of dawn. Thus, the sun's light creates the crescent under the moon's surface on this day. Again, because you're not an occultist, who does not get up at 5 a.m. in the mornings, to make such observations of the morning stars over the 8 years cycle, means you have never witnessed the event. I am often surprised by the so-called YouTube pagans, Wicca, prophets, warlocks, witches, and the like, that do not even know this basic occult knowledge. I learnt this in my first year in the occult, YouTube occultist. They do not understand the Venus retrograde cycles, that are in conjunction with the moon monthly motions throughout the year. That is because in astrology you need to observe and account for all the planets, including the moon. To understand the secret, in the occult, the moon is also a reflector. The Sumerians called the moon the greater light, and the sun was the lesser light. And why is this? The occult secret is, because of the occult use of the sun at dawn, the morning star, and at dusk, the evening star. When the use of the sun during those times of ritual, is when the sun is weakest, and dim, thus the moon is the greater light, and also a reflector. And that is because the so-called YouTube pagans, Wicca, witches, and the like, are not real occultist, only they think they are. I have only to go through their videos, to see they know nothing at all of the morning or evening stars. And their primary teaching is not the morning or evening star, thus, what they think they believe is simply in their heads. A very sad state of affairs indeed. So, why is there a star in the center of the moon, and why is there often 2 or 3 stars, or planets, in the center of the moon in the depictions? This image that everyone uses is a very old image that was made redundant. It was used during the time of the Tower of Babel in the city Eridu, and the meaning behind this image, I have already explained in my Tower of Babel video, that the Tower of Babel was built solely on the grounds Jupiter was closer to Earth in a fixed location, of which, it is recorded by the Sumerians, that Jupiter during the night shone very brightly like the day. And is why the Sumerians honored Marduk, Jupiter, by building the tower in the first place, of which I put up the complete texts from the Sumerian archive, so there is no arguments of truths.